with a sense of clarity. I can never be the one for you. Hey, 'cause I feel better in my own world. Trying to be perfect tends to wear me out. And I've been wondering when this road ends. Tired of being hopeless, paralyzed with doubt. It's like I've been walking on a tightrope, trying to change my mind, but I'm too far to quit. And you can keep your shiny light, 'cause I'm in love with diamonds, we're flawless as it is. Flawless as it is. Flawless as it is. When you're young, the world might break you down. Fell off a couple times, but I'm better now. I found my smile, but it took a little darkness and silence in the middle of the night. I learned to take my time with healing up my mind and knowing it's alright. Oh, 'cause I feel better in my own world. Trying to be perfect tends to wear me out. And I've been wondering when this road ends. Tired of being hopeless, paralyzed with doubt. It's like I've been walking on a tightrope, trying to change my mind, but I'm too far to quit. And you can keep your shiny light, 'cause I'm in love with diamonds, we're flawless as it is. Flawless as it is. Flawless as it is. Oh no, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. It's like I've been walking on a tightrope, try to change my mind, but I'm too far to quit. And you can keep your shiny light, 'cause I'm in love with diamonds, we're flawless as it is.
What kind of my player are you guys making for yourself?
Oh, hey, he gonna be the flyest. Earrings, couple tattoos. I don't want to be blasted. He gonna be tall. I can't be 5'9" on my player, man. Heck no.
I'll be like 6'4". Nope, Kobe, 6'6".
6'6". I always wanted to play basketball. I didn't know I was gonna be dancing, man, but I always would dance at practice, get in trouble by.
Always a ton of style coming through the tunnel in New York City. The Knicks confident and composed as they get set to take their home court in the game arrival, sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. And a view of the skyscrapers of Midtown Manhattan from high above the East River here in New York City. Welcome, everyone, to NBA basketball here on 2K Sports. Tonight, it's Noche Enavia, a celebration of the amazing Latin culture in this league and its fans all around the globe. A great tradition we get to enjoy. With Brent Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. DA, it's all yours.
Well, the NBA changed the lottery odds in 2019 to encourage competition among its conference's least successful teams. But some want even more to be done. They call for eliminating the draft altogether. Another potential solution? A play-in tournament for teams 7 through 10 in each conference, which would eliminate the need for trying not to win as much as possible during the regular season. However it's done, the league has stated its desire for parity. Kevin?
Great, DA. Thanks. And a chance now to take a look at some numbers for Morris.
And, guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
And the Clippers starting 5. Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Leonard in at the small forward position. And for New York, Harkless is out there with Randall. Then it's Barrett. Then it's Taj Gibson. and it's Peyton in at the 1. A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they have 2 elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny.
You risk getting torched when somebody's open. Peyton's skilled enough to find the open man.
George, solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
Working his way for a high percentage look. That's just smart basketball.
Man, that's a painted possession right there, a masterpiece, especially when the defense is not a factor.
There's the pass to Barrett. A 3-ball. Drains it from beyond the arc.
And, well, like a lot of young players, Barrett's working hard to become proficient from range.
George with the ball. Guarded now by Harkless.
Well, for so much of what Paul George brings to the table, you have to start with his defensive impact. He is one of the top defenders in the league at his position, if not the best.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. First one falls for him. You look at George with all he does, Greg, you sometimes forget how good his perimeter defense is.
Well, I mean, his teammates and coaches won't ever forget about the impact he has on that end. Even when George isn't scoring or the shot isn't falling, he is still a monster on the floor just with his defense alone.
And George drops them both.
Well, the Knicks had a lot of turnover trading for expiring contracts. They did what they could to accommodate the wishes of a lot of vets.
Yeah, the problem right now for the Knicks is they're not inviting to a lot of free agents, and that's really where they're trying to make their play. So fascinating over the course of the past decade that New York has not been able to attract the top-tier talent. So building through the draft, Coach Fizdale hopeful that they'll land a star one way or another. That's the only kind of defense that's going to cut the mustard here tonight. You got to stay on top of a guy like that who can play at such a high level offensively.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, right now I don't see any let-up, GA. I think he's going to just keep putting his foot on that gas pedal tonight.
Here's Peyton. Paul George making his last shot. Barrett, no good.
Looks like the game plan is they're willing to give him that kind of shot. It worked out for them this time, but if they give it to him again, I bet 3 points are coming, Kevin. Offense clicking early here, 3 for 4 to start this one.
All alone. And the Knicks miss again.
And if that's the best look you can get on a possession, what a waste of a trip down the floor.
Yeah, see the coach? He's got that frown on his face. I think we know why. Not a high percentage look.
Now here's Peyton. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. Peyton looking it over. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The shot, no good. George with the defensive effort. Here's Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
It looks like an orange in his hand, and Kawhi tenacious to the rim with that finish.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
Many thought the Raptors or Lakers would land Kawhi, but in the end, he came to the Clippers to write his own legacy. Returning to Southern Cal, where he grew up, was a big part of his decision. The big surprise was how Kawhi was out recruiting other stars behind the scenes to join him with the Clippers.
It's getting late in the season. Let's now see the standings out east. Taking a look at New York. It hasn't been a great season for them. We may see some changes in the offseason.
And seeing where the Knicks are, they're going to stumble towards the finish line this season with the playoffs nowhere near a possibility.
And you have to wonder just how different this team will look next season, from players to possibly coaches, maybe every level of the organization.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. And at the end of the year, Brent, we've been seeing an uptick in play from some young lottery-bound teams.
Well, they're always excited about having opportunity to play loose and play free. The backside of that is you didn't play well enough to get into the playoffs.
Right.
So, good coaching staffs with young teams that have potential, Kevin, will ask their teams to be spoilers. Like, embrace the idea of let's compete tonight against that team.
Make
they're
that
the
your
fourth
playoff.
seed. Yeah, let's go up against this.
Sure.
There are other teams that, quite frankly, just give up on the year. And some guys will have some big empty numbers to finish off the season. You got to temper your kind of eyeballs on those things.
Well, small forwards that can rebound the ball, such an asset to any team in the NBA. With now a look at the top rebounding wingmen. Second is Kawhi Leonard.
The work they do on the boards is such a big part of all these players' game. I mean, they play much bigger than the grand majority of small forwards in our league.
Well, these are the 18-wheelers right here. Bigger and tougher. They are fearless when it comes to crashing the boards. And I'll tell you what, it really lightens the load on your bigs when you've got two rebounders like these guys at the small forward.
Beverly against Payton. Pass to Gibson. Fires from deep. Morris with the rebound. The Clippers in the lead. Here's George. He gets it in there. George has got 10.
He's looking confident right from the opening tip.
And here's Payton. He'll bring it up for New York. Barrett wide open. He fires. Offline with his three.
Is it getting cold in here, Kevin? This is a tough one. Crucial that he starts to work a little harder for a higher percentage shot.
For the Los Angeles Clippers, they come in off a good outing against the Warriors.
Yeah, and with most of the arena against them, they just banded together and trusted one another to make the right play.
Yeah, and in that game, it turned into a massive scoring night. It wasn't so much about the game plan as it was establishing early confidence to get that win. And he's got a lot to do with the position that they're in. A very smart offensive performance tonight from him.
Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
If he's going to keep shooting, they've got to run some plays for him. Screens, pick and rolls, anything they can do to get him started.
Knicks trail by 4. Payton left side. Pass to Randall. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Payton's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. From the baseline. And the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Pass to Barrett. Lets the three fly. Hits the three-point bomb. Barrett's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Showing improvement in that aspect of his game. Barrett wants to get better firing off the catch.
Beverly for 3. It's good from long range.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line. And I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets. One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight, Kevin. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Barrett with the ball. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
And also in that one, he had the opposition on pins and needles on the defensive end of the floor, recording 4 steals that night on his way to an overall stellar game.
Randall no good.
Well, he finds some space in that in-between gap there, Kevin. Too bad he can't release that one on target.
For the New York Knicks, they come in off the loss to the Hawks. Here's Harkless. And 2 free throws coming up as the whistle blows. He barely missed that one. It's on Kawhi Leonard. The Knicks shooting their first free throws of the night.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Harkless. For the Clippers, Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Zubac, and it's Williams in for George. And so he hits both. Here's Williams. His numbers are looking pretty good. He's got his scoring average up around 18.5 points a game. Here's Beverly, and the layup's good off the glass. Beverly's got 5 points so far.
The strength from Patrick Beverly is impressive. Takes the punishment. I don't think he minds it one bit and still converts.
Payton against Williams, and he lobs it up toward the rim.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And a trying summer for the New York Knicks fans. After trading away Porzingis, they were hoping to get a big-name player in free agency, Greg, and they didn't.
You know, shocking they refused to offer the max to Kevin Durant. I mean, there were concerns with the Achilles, but instead he ends up in Brooklyn. Combine that with fans' disappointment at missing out on Zion Williamson, and the saga continues.
Here's Payton. Boy, he just disappeared against Atlanta. They really needed him. Over Beverly. Can't connect from 14 feet out.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Leonard attacking. He made that one. Basket number 3 for him. He's also missed 2.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
New York calls timeout. Brett, so many guys are now shooting from well beyond the arc. Who do you think has the deepest range in the league?
I think Steph Curry has the most consistent, deepest range. He is
Lillard is in that category.
Lillard is in there, and of course, last year's playoff win will never go away in terms of what a great memory that was. Trae Young is now entering that category, Kevin.
Yeah,
I mean, we saw that at the end of last year. His fearlessness in pulling up from just about anywhere has been pretty remarkable. And to that, I will add one Brook Lopez, who has found his way well beyond the three-point line.
He's a whole nother conversation.
We'll talk about him later.
We'll do that. So New York ends up going with the new group. The Clippers also changing it up. JaMychal Green, he's checked in for Morris. Landry Shamet comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Here's Ntilikina. 20 points for him last game against Atlanta.
He also did a masterful job in that game of drawing a lot of fouls, so he's creating havoc for the defense.
Now here's Williams. 6-point game. And that one is good.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Here's Ntilikina, guarded by Jackson. The pass to Robinson. He feeds it to Bullock over Williams. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That's on Lou Williams. The Knicks have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
Reggie Bullock at the line for 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good. Bullock. That one is no good.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
And right now, they're just focused on putting together good possessions.
Yeah, that's exactly how they got the lead. They ended up having multiple possessions in a row with good quality shots, knocked them down, and the game is fully in their control.
Here's Knox, following the score by Lou Williams. Here's Ntilikina. New York, no good that time either.
Yeah, that miss might stick with him for a little while. That's kind of a shoot-around jumper if I've ever seen one.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Greg, I'm just so impressed with the level of finesse and craftiness that Lou Williams always plays with.
And Kevin, you don't stay a perennial 6th Man of the Year candidate at Williams' age without having more than a few tricks up your sleeve. He's so good in tight spaces and can find a way to get a shot up where others just have to kick it out.
First free throw is good.
Lou Williams and that wisdom gives a boost to the confidence of the entire team, someone the younger guys look up to.
And both free throws good for Lou Williams.
At this point, you might as well go ahead and chalk up the points when he's at the free throw line. Pretty much automatic.
Pass to Knox. Robinson with it. He's covered by Shamet. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Taking a look here at numbers for Robinson. This last month, he's been positively spectacular.
He's averaging 11 points a game, 9 rebounds, and almost 2.5 blocks. And it says a lot that when we see numbers like this from him, we aren't even shocked. He's that good.
Yeah, we really have just grown to get used to his greatness, and that's the level for him that he's on right now.
And the first one drops. The defensive rules were different when you played, Brent. For example, the elimination of the hand checking.
Hand checking was huge because great defensive guards like a Derek Harper or a Mookie Blaylock could get their forearm on you and basically move you around rather than you trying to get where you want to go. And the other thing, Kevin, that they did was they didn't allow you to have the time in the free throw line. You have a 2.9 before an illegal defense. It used to be a game really of 2 stars on one side of the floor operating, and the rest of the guys sort of shoveled off in the corner on the other side. All those things have changed with the way the league has gone now.
For the better.
Oh, I think so. You have freedom of movement, fluidity of the athletes. It's definitely a better game in terms of the movement.
And so here is New York after the miss from Reggie Jackson. Shot from the wing. Green, no luck. Knicks trail by 9. To the inside and finished off by Robinson.
He just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Here's Jackson on target from 13 feet. And the Clippers lead by 9.
And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range.
Here's Ntilikina. Off target from three-point range. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Here's Jackson. Again, the Clippers.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
New York shooting 39% in the early minutes of this game. Ntilikina kicks to Bullock. Outside Portis. Rebound by Harrell. Harrell's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Williams attacking, and he gets it to go. Williams has got 10.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
Yeah, the bully ball tonight has paid dividends. Highly effective down there with the physical play.
New York, no good that time either. Clippers leading by 13. Here's Shamet, and he jams it with authority.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Coaching staff probably most proud of the effort of this team on both ends of the floor here tonight.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Ntilikina, guarded by Jackson. Clock at 6. Ntilikina looking it over. Shot clock reset for the Knicks.
No doubt the quarter just not going his way. Still scoreless.
There's 39 seconds left to play in the first. A floater. The Clippers grab the miss.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
No, I haven't seen him in comfortable spots, or at least spots we've seen in this offensive set that are allowing him to settle in.
You know, I love how he absorbs the foul and still had a chance to knock that one down.
Throw good, Lou Williams. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Kevin Knox. And both free throws good for Lou Williams.
Yeah, drawing fouls and making them pay at the line.
Ntilikina passes to Portis. Here's Bullock. Buries it down low.
Ntilikina sensing when one of his guys was not covered, and then he found him.
The drive by Jackson lays it up off the glass. Jackson's got 8 points.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, if you walked in at any point during this game to watch 5 minutes of play, one team played harder. We know who that was.
And so it's Los Angeles with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. We'll return shortly. Bobby Portis, who's known for his work ethic, said he learned a lot from his mother.
She gets up at 3, 4 in the morning and gets off at 1, 2 in the evening. You know, she works hard for her 4 boys. You know, she breaks herself off daily. You know, I always try to pride myself in hard work also because how hard she worked for me.
And And she was a basketball player in her own right. Greg, a scholarship at Jackson State University.
Yeah, and gave up basketball when she had Bobby, but she encouraged him to pursue his dream, and she said now she's living her dream through him.
Welcome back, everyone, to the second quarter of play here on Noche Latina. Volanos. Guys, we've seen a confident-looking Clippers team out there.
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
Yeah, defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the court for the Knicks, we've got Ntilikina. Portis is out there with Reggie Bullock. Then there's Wayne Ellington. And it's Robinson in at the center, locking down the middle. And it's blocked. And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. And here's Bullock from the arc. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Green's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
That's nice vision there. You see that pass, you make the feed before the defense has a chance to react, and that opens up a much better opportunity to score.
Ntilikina passes to Portis. And here is Ellington. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Clock at 4. And here's Bullock from the arc. Los Angeles leading by 21. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Lou Williams won Sixth Man of the Year for the 3rd time last season. He joined Kevin McHale and Detlef Schrempf as the only players to win the award in consecutive seasons. And with the most career points ever scored off the bench, maybe they should just name this award after him. Kevin?
David, I'm all for it. Thank you so much. And boy, is he in good company.
And we talk about Lou Williams being one of those herky-jerky players, unpredictable at how he's going to score, but he will score.
He's had 4 chances at the line, made them all. And that one falls for Williams. For the Knicks, Randall's checked in for Portis. Barrett comes in for Reggie Bullock. And it's Payton in for Frank Ntilikina. And then for the Clippers, Marcus Morris is checked in for Green. Leonard comes in for Landry Shamet. And Paul George is subbed in for Reggie Jackson. And Williams drops them both. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Here's Payton, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Montrezl Harrell.
But we've seen indications of Payton and his all-around game, but we just would want to see the evolution of the shot come along, just more consistent from the outside. That's the next step.
Shooting 2.
That free throw missing.
Well, Fizdale, part of those great teams in Miami as an assistant coach with Eric Spoelstra. He coaches with a lot of fire and enthusiasm, is very involved emotionally in what his team does on a daily basis, and that's why a lot of these young players are gravitating towards his coaching style.
He hits the second from the line. And New York hoped that Fizdale's likability would be a factor in free agency.
Yeah, I think it's going to help the Knicks as they move forward here. Try to find some stability with their coach. That way David Fizdale and his messaging can remain consistent with the type of players that they try to attract here to Gotham.
Floats one, and it's good on the layup.
A soft touch from Elfrid Payton. A little tricky there with the floater.
57.
And it's Williams with the ball for Los Angeles. George with the ball. Robinson picks him up.
Well, it's one thing to play good defense, but then to alter the shot and get the rebound, that's a good day's work.
No one near him. The shot's good from Ellington. Ellington's got 4 points this quarter. Clippers leading by 22. Here's George. Score the basket, his 8th. 8 for 13 from the floor.
Yeah, which ways tonight has Paul George not made an impact in this game? A one-man wrecking crew.
Pass to Ellington. Here's Barrett. They grab their own miss. It's in the bucket for his 4th field goal. Shooting at a 4 of 9 clip.
Man, sometimes it feels like Barrett wants it more than anyone else on the floor.
Took him no time at all on that one. And that's 20 points for George.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
Yeah, and the coach pretty smart for zoning in on him and giving him opportunities to stay with that confident play.
The Knicks making a switch here. Gibson's checked in. The Clippers also making some changes. Zubac is checked in for Montrezl Harrell. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Williams. Passes to Ellington. Lets it go with a 3. That one doesn't go. The Clippers go the other way with it. Here's Leonard, and then Leonard with the dunk.
And so little can be done to stop that. Leonard with the jets to scream down the lane, then tops it off with the thunder finish.
New York's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Shoots a fader, and the Knicks miss again.
Not a bad shot from the mid-range. The D's giving it to him, and he's usually got an eye in that kind of range.
Beautiful transition offense there. That's execution at its best.
Yeah, once you burst through a seam like that, you got to look right towards the rim. Sweet play.
How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
Oh, look at the handles. Gets through the D and then powers it home.
Such a pretty move inside. Clark, how do you stop that?
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, he's the guy that you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
Bounce pass from Randall. Gibson dishes to Payton. Ellington the pass to Randall. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Payton. Goes back up. And the rejection by Leonard.
And that's the thing we know about Leonard. As a defender, on the ball, off the ball, he's rarely out of any play.
And George gets it to go.
Pretty easy right now. Clear out, give him some space, let him get to work.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Sinks the three-pointer. Ellington's got 9.
Disappointing as a player to have such a great game and still be trailing. Not over yet, though.
Here's George. And he converts the layup.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate. Beverley against Payton. In the corner, it's Ellington. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist. Payton's got 9 assists in the game. Great passing.
71.
Here's George. Makes it off the glass. George has got 28.
Man, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
And there's the pass to Ellington. And again, New York with the triple.
And not where he earns his money, that three-point shot. But he's a good shooter from that range if he's got space.
And George with the stuff.
Paul George is aggressive. Look at his eyes right now, focused on scoring, and he sees the open path and gets right there.
Ellington from outside drops in the tray. He's got 18.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
And there's George. That's good on the assist by Beverley. Beverley's got his 8th assist here tonight.
So good, so experienced, Paul George can convert the toughest of buckets.
Now here's Ellington, defended by George. 6 on the shot clock. There's the 3. And there's the foul. It goes on Taj Gibson. That is his first foul of the game. So for the Knicks, Harkless comes in for Taj Gibson. And it's Knox in for Wayne Ellington.
Kevin Knox.
It's been all Clippers. Here's Beverly. The shot is good. And so is his shooting tonight. 3 for 4.
Yeah, kind of tough on the defense when you let Beverly beat you on the inside. That can get his confidence going from the outside. So damage from the paint that time.
Here's Leonard. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
New York calls timeout. And Brent, as you know, there aren't many players that can set a tone for a team, but Patrick Beverly is one of them.
And Patrick Beverly always embraces that role about setting the tone defensively on an opposing team's point guard, making sure that tonight, if you're going to beat the team that Pat Beverly plays on, you're going to have to go through them.
Checking out the stats for Beverly. How last month turned out for him, averaging 5 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. We know that he can come up with the occasional big play, but his overall numbers haven't been impressive.
There is a bit of a feeling they're all looking to him to step up, and they know he's capable of doing it right now, just not getting it done.
Payton passes to Randall. It's hauled in by Zubac.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
Here's Knox, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Zubac.
Knicks ball.
Shot from the inbound. A second chance effort.
You know, and he started off shooting it pretty well, but here in the second, he has started to falter.
It wouldn't surprise me to see him find his touch and still be a factor. Don't count them out yet.
New York's gone an even 50% from three-point range in the second quarter, 4 for 8. Pass to Randall. Payton against Beverly. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Yeah, that's pretty aggressive by Elfrid Payton. To draw a foul inside the paint, the D looks flustered.
The Knicks have shot 75% at the stripe, 6 of 8.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
Well, his body control is phenomenal, and his ability to get to the line has always been impressive. That's a huge part of his game.
Catching up on the changes for New York, Bobby Portis has checked in for Julius Randle, and it's Reggie Bullock in for Barrett. Reggie Jackson's checked in for Los Angeles. And both free throws good for Payton. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Clippers. Here's Beverly. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Beverly's got 9.
You want Patrick Beverly to shoot, but maybe not as open as that, knocking down a mid-range.
Took the opportunity when he saw it.
And they are absolutely stroking it from beyond the arc.
83.
Jackson drives in. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
Here's Payton. Got it. Good job in the low post. Payton's got 7 now in this quarter.
It took a little bit of time, but now he's taking the pen off the cap and putting his mark on this game.
Poked away. Here's Knox. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Morris finds Leonard. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
Here's Knox. The Clippers grab the miss. Morris has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. The drive by Jackson. That one's off. He's made 5 and missed 3 now. Payton outside. The shot misses. Some solid defense there from Jackson. Here's Leonard, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. 16 points for him.
Steady strides in Kawhi Leonard being more and more comfortable as the go-to scorer for this team.
Textbook, nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Jackson drives in.
And as long as Reggie Jackson is healthy, he's going to give you some punch as a lead guard. Solid scoring option and a guy who's also unselfish in terms of getting his teammates involved.
The first one falls.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
So for the Knicks, Robinson's checked in for Harkless. And it's Ntilikina in for Elfrid Payton. And then for Los Angeles, Harrell, he's checked in for Zubats. JaMychal Green comes in for Leonard. And Landry Shamet subbed in for Patrick Beverley. Both free throws good from Jackson.
And Jackson certainly doesn't lack confidence. A speedy guard who can fill it up in no time.
Here's Ntilikina. Here's Portis. Green with the rebound. Green's got his 6th rebound on the night. And for the last half decade, Reggie Jackson has been good for about 15 points a game.
And that is about the consistency you can expect from Jackson. He's always been a talent. The key for him is just staying on the floor.
Here's Knox, covered by Morris. Bullock, good.
Yeah, Knox trying to improve in this portion of his offensive game, distribution.
It's been all Clippers. And the powerful one-handed slam.
Just playing with poise and confidence, man. They continue to put points on the board.
Yeah, just really pouring it on right now, trying to take away the opposition's motivation to keep competing in this one.
And here's Bullock from the arc. Buries it from 3-point range. Bullock's got 8 here in the quarter.
That's the 2nd long-range bomb in the quarter after a slow first period. He is on a roll.
And he comes up with the deuce. Knicks shooting 44% from the floor since we began the second quarter. Left side, Portis. And the Knicks good for 2.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Here's Green. Bucket is good. Green's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
Yeah, feels like Christmas right now, just gift wrapping points.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the LA Clippers. And his big game just keeps getting bigger. That quarter sees him get over 30 points. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you very much. Lou, in the first half, your offense was clicking. What was the difference getting off to a hot start?
I think we play with a lot of energy, the ball swinging around. They're using a lot of help side defense. We're just taking advantage of it.
And really breaking them down. Thanks, Lou. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Let's talk about that first half. An outstanding first quarter for Paul George. He had 32 points and 1 rebound. And taking a look at the Clippers, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Well, we're seeing what it looks like when Paul George takes over. Knockdown shooter, that sets up his drive. And on the defensive end, he has the length to defend 1 through 5.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on New York?
Way too soft in the paint defensively. They were all late on their rotations. Obviously, that's a recipe for getting cooked. And you know, I like eating that barbecue chicken. They got to do better, Ernie.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. It's been one outstanding game from George.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Getting underway in the second half, here's the 5 for Doc Rivers. Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's George in its shooting guard. Payton drives in. Good work defensively by Morris. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. And he drops in the layup off the glass. George has got 34.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Lots of room. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
And guys, you've heard of overpassing. Well, that shot was an example of underpassing.
Maybe they can find a way to establish some rhythm in the next few possessions with the extra pass.
Pass to Randall. And it's sent back by Morris.
And this is what staying active can give you. Morris sending that one back with authority.
And the shot is good. And that's 36 points for George.
Down the stretch, he's been flat out awesome. He helped them get the lead, and now he's making sure they keep it.
To the middle. Here's Barrett. That's all good, and that's his 5th basket of the game. He's shooting 5 for 11 now.
Well, there it is. 0 of 3 to start the half, and finally something finds its way through the net.
2 points. That one goes.
Wow, 5 straight buckets coming out of half. They are rolling.
Payton kicks to Harkless. And a miss there on the triple.
Team starts the second half missing 4 of 5 shots. When does the coach possibly call a timeout and reiterate what he talked about at halftime?
And everything is dropping for them. Terrific second half run.
Well, with the confidence growing, that's one thing, but they seem to be getting more intense, and that's helping the quality of their play here.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Two minutes into the second half of play now. George.
Oh man. Paul George dunk contest? He's maybe a little older, but I love to see him get up.
The Knicks have gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. A very slow start offensively. New York, no good that time either. Here's Los Angeles now. A 14-2 run over the last bit.
They have a good plan going right now, and they're starting to create separation.
Well, game plan might have been good, but you have to bring it together. Right now, their chemistry is something to be admired.
Barrett, no good.
Yeah, the defense there in chill mode. We all know he can burn them from three-point range.
Leonard attacking.
And their balanced effort at both ends has hushed this crowd.
Well, all night long, in control of the pace, and you don't want to let go of that rope right now.
New York's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third, still 0 for 3. No one near Randall as he lets it go. New York, no good that time either. Here's George. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
The Clippers haven't made a mistake at the line yet. 10 of 10.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
You wonder if Paul George finally has a situation here where he could show why he's an elite player, why he's an all-star, but to pay off how hungry he is to prove it with a late postseason run.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
And the Clippers call time here.
Whether things are good, bad, or indifferent, coaches will have adjustments to make throughout the course of the game.
Yeah, not just there to pump up or to discipline players. You got to make sure that the coach makes the proper adjustments and has his team in the right mindset to carry it out.
Taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Harrell.
And his scoring numbers have been going in the right direction these past few years. He's gotten better and better at handling what those opposing defenses are throwing his way and finding ways to get his points all over the floor.
And that one's good. Beverly.
And what a great start to the second half. They've hit everything they've looked at thus far.
Passes it to Gibson. He kicks it to Payton. Shot clock at 6. Banked in off the glass. Payton's got 9.
Great handle that time. Sometimes Payton pulls some things out that you just can't guard against.
The rebound by Gibson.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
Player salary is obviously a large investment, Brent. What are some other investments that owners can make to help their team get better, either on the floor or off?
Massive one, Kevin, obviously, is in terms of your players' wellness and what it is that you're doing with your physical therapy staff, your strength and conditioning staff, because you want these guys available at the best and maximum potential physically that they can give you. A lot of teams, quite frankly, in the past couple of seasons, Kevin, looking into other ways, holistic therapies, mental approach that they can have mental wellness for their players as part of their programming. So teams that think you build some beautiful practice facility and just let the guys go bounce the ball around and shoot are absolutely missing.
Right? Yes.
Yeah, they're missing the boat on what it is that their players require, need to be complete as people.
An effective mid-range scorer, Barrett excels at finding openings in the defense and capitalizing.
That one goes in.
Flat out taking the game over, and there's no way he's going to give it up.
Now here's Ellington. Tight defense on him to the right side. Here's Barrett. It's hauled in by Zubats. Zubats has got 9 rebounds in the game. Get it.
Too much at that.
There's no way he even felt that contact. That's what makes Leonard so tough to defend on the dribble drive.
Here is Ellington. He's got 18. Knocked away. Leonard with the steal. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And we say it time and time again, so I'll repeat it. Have to be careful with the ball, or this is what happens.
And the rejection by Leonard. And Los Angeles guys shooting the lights out in this one, 77%.
Now, there's a little bit of pressure on him, but not enough to cause him to miss a shot that's in that close.
Here's Barrett. Cans it from downtown. Barrett's got 7 now in this quarter.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first 3 of the half, there might be more in store.
Out of bounds, New York takes possession. Robinson's checked in for the Knicks. Ntilikina comes in for Harkless. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for the Clippers. Landry Shamet comes in for George. And so it's Rendell bringing it up now for the Knicks. To the paint, here's Ellington. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Leonard's got 6 rebounds here tonight. The shot by Ellington, no good. And here is Los Angeles now. Here's Harrell. And the Clippers miss again.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And the rejection by Zubats. Tipped away. Stolen by Robinson. And now the Knicks on the break. Here's the teardrop. Ntilikina can't hit.
Yeah, this has been a night where you could look at his shooting and his performance, and it's affected the team. That's the bottom line.
Harrell on the follow.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
New York's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Robinson misses. Here's Leonard. The basket is good off the assist from Williams. Williams has got 5 assists tonight.
The strength and that body that Kawhi has, he finishes through contact as well as anyone in the league.
Leonard brings the double team. Here's Barrett. Nailed from three-point land. Barrett's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the Knicks.
135.
And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Such an effective combo guard. We all know that Lou Williams can score, but once he gets going, he'll set a teammate up too.
Here's Ellington, and there's another one for the Knicks.
Well, this is a gravity game right now. Whatever he throws up must come down. He's having a great game.
Baseline jumper, and the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
And really the story of this second half, one team getting the shots they want, the other not so much.
Yeah, this team did something at halftime, going from a mild-mannered half-court executing team to some heroic shooting in the second half.
The three-pointer, no good.
Well, he was terrific in the first half, guys. Maybe some adjustments from the opposing team coach, and he's lost a little bit of that touch here in the second. And kind of par for the course here, right? Coming through with a solid offensive game to help them get this lead.
Ntilikina passes to Barrett. Drains the three-pointer. Barrett's got 13 points here in the second half alone.
This is a one-man show right now. He's on a mission to get him out of this hole.
And the Clippers call time here. And for a lot of these kids, Greg, it's interesting how quickly teams expect them to get up to speed. Case in point, R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, I mean, he had only the 1 year of college, already being asked to produce. Fortunately, he's very mature for his age and generally plays up to the level of competition.
A different look for New York. Portis, he's checked in for Randall. Kevin Knox comes in for Barrett. And it's Reggie Bullock in for Wayne Ellington. And then for Los Angeles, Green comes in for Ivica Zubats. And it's Jackson in for Leonard.
I just think that's trouble. You're gonna let that guy shoot layups. You're asking for it.
The Knicks shooting 38% from the field, a pretty weak showing for them. Here's Ntilikina, Robinson, and the dunk by Robinson. The Clippers shooting has been wild, 76%. That's just unbelievable.
Well, you deserve that kind of treatment if you're going to get up in Lou Williams like that. Terrific at getting to the rack.
Here's Ntilikina, guarded by Jackson. Here's Bullock, and there's another one for the Knicks. Bullock's gotten 5 of his 9 attempts to go. Here's Jackson. Misses, and he wants that one back.
He's going to be shaking his head on that one. Knows he missed an easy one.
Yeah, you can't make them all, and you for sure you'll want him taking that kind of shot.
All sorts of time, and that one hits back iron.
And still, he's scoreless. Boy, they could use just a little bit of help from him.
Good work there as it goes. So it's Ntilikina who brings up the ball for the New York Knicks. They get to take on the Heat at Miami after this one. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. Williams can't hit. The Knicks shooting only 34% to start the second half. Not the kind of start they were looking for. And JaMychal Green picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Clippers on defense. Robinson finds Portis. Here's Ntilikina. And the shot goes in. Ntilikina's got his first bucket in this one.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Here's Williams, and it's blocked. Here's Ntilikina. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Bullock, good.
That kind of looks like a predictable shot, one that they want. The defense has to prevent the ball from getting into that sweet spot.
And good that time. Green's got 6.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
We've got 1:13 left to play here in the third. Ntilikina passes to Portis. 6 to shoot. Here's Knox. No good on the triple.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
You got to at least honor the shot of Harrell there. Shows he can knock it down.
Down low. Here's Robinson. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Robinson's got 4 this quarter.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
And Jackson gets it to go. Now the Knicks with it. 36 seconds left to play in the third.
And so quick off his feet, Montrezl Harrell with a nice rejection. But his shooting this quarter has to be a huge concern, especially when they're behind like this. Can he find a rhythm?
Changing ends quickly. He's rewarded with a high percentage look.
Yeah, the defense trying to do their best to slow him down, but when he gets room like that, you got to look out.
Here's Ntilikina, guarded by Green. Doesn't get it to drop for him.
Just cannot get anything to go. If there's going to be a way to get out of this hole, I don't think he'll be the one to do it.
Yeah, he's going to knock that down if you give it to him. Uncompetitive there defensively.
Well, defense also looking defeated. The lack of hustle is driving the coaching staff a little bit batty right now.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Los Angeles on top, opening up a huge gap. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, anytime a guy's in the post and the teammates know he's unselfish, great player movement can create an opportunity just like that.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. New York shooting under 40% all in all for the game. Trier out there with Ntilikina. Then there's Bobby Portis. And it's Dotson in at the small forward. That's the 5 for New York right now.
Ntilikina can make some noise around the rim at that size.
Jackson gets the bucket. And here are the Knicks. Ntilikina passes to Portis. Rebound by the Clippers.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
Here's Ntilikina. Now the pass to Trier. Fires the three. The rebound by Patterson. The Clipper shooting has been wild, 76%. That's just unbelievable. Chalk up 2 there.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pass to Ntilikina. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
This can make it so much easier for your teammate when you throw that lead pass that gets to him right on the money, whether that's on the run or in the shooting pocket.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. Pass to Dotson. New York moving the ball around, and it's good. 2 points.
Well, not a single point in the first quarter, but he's found his game, and you can tell he's got a bit of his swagger back.
Here's Magruder. The shot will not fall, and New York will come the other way. Passes it to Ntilikina. And the 3 ball is good. Great game for him. Double-double now. 11 points and 10 assists. Here's Jackson. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
That's his first.
And the contract structure for NBA first-rounders, 2 years guaranteed, 2 years of team options. The qualifying offer. Brent, should we consider changing that up?
I think it's working pretty well, Kevin. I think every front office is out there trying to find players out there that are giving you value beyond your contract. And that happens a lot when you're a team that has a first-round pick, 1 through 10, 1 through 20, and you hit on a draft choice. You potentially could get 3 years and sometimes 4 when you have incredible players coming into the league as their first year, changing franchises around. But a player that's providing way more value than the contract that they're getting at that time. So I don't see that changing much. It gives teams a long enough time to evaluate the talent coming in.
Seems to be working.
It does. And the players that prove it are looking at the calendar saying, could I fast forward 3 years? Because I really like to cash in on what I'm doing for you.
Inside, here's Knox, and he banks in the layup.
Well, Knox finding his way around the rim and then pretty versatile to finish.
From deep, and that's good. Reggie Jackson for 3. Jackson's got 16 here in the second half.
And he's caught fire this quarter, yet to miss a shot.
Harkless with the bucket.
Now catching the lead pass at full speed, terrific anticipation. And the delivery, Kevin, on time, on target.
Trier with the rebound. New York's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession.
Yeah, the body language right now is not looking good for this basketball team. The game might be out of reach, but they have to avoid mistakes like that.
It's picked off. Harkless the pass to Trier. Feeds it to Gibson. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Got to keep Taj out of the post. How many of those have we seen?
Here's Jackson. Here's Green. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
And a better box out saves them 2 points there.
It didn't seem like anybody was really aware there to go and collect that rebound in the possession. Yeah, undersized guys with athleticism do these kind of things, playing above the rim. Love to see them get up like that.
Los Angeles calls timeout. When it comes to choosing, Brent, the MVP, the Coach of the Year, the Rookie of the Year, all these different great awards, do you like the current voting structure for these big awards right now?
I don't mind the current voting structure. I don't know how you get away from what it is that, in terms of handing people ballots to figure out who it is that they think have earned those awards throughout the year, Kevin. What I don't like about the structure is that you have media members who are voting on things that have huge financial ramifications for organizations. And when that stuff happens with a player who's going to earn a supermax contract because he made an all-NBA team, what you're going to start doing is restricting smaller market teams from being able to afford the ability to keep their star player with the team. And so that needs to be fixed, and fixed immediately.
I do not like the media. Wait a minute.
Wait.
I am the media.
You are the media, Kevin.
Strike that. Let's rewind.
Can we delete that?
Wayne Ellington's checked in for the Knicks. A look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. And now the Knicks on the break. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Man passes to Jackson. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
Excellent play. Just adding fuel to the fire and really trying to put this one out of reach.
This is what great players try to do. They're not allowing the opposition to gain any kind of hope to try and get back in the game.
One shot.
For so long, the U.S. has been the country to beat in international basketball play. But there are some big-time challengers around the globe emerging.
Well, Serbia and Spain continue to be competition that the U.S. takes extremely seriously. And I'm not saying they don't take everybody that they step on the floor against with tremendous amount of respect. We know from years in the past that Argentina had its golden age with the players around Manu Ginobili and Oberto and Nocioni, but that seemed to be a timing thing for the Argentinian national team. Spain and Serbia will continue to be impressive and continue to push USA basketball in these international tournaments and Olympic play.
Outstanding pass in transition there for the easy deuce.
Now here's Ellington. Patterson defending.
Okay, two hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk. No question from long range in the game. And it's Magruder missing. New York's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Down low. And it's Gibson, that time on the assist by Ellington.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Jackson, that's a two-pointer, and the Clippers getting another bucket right there. The Knicks shooting at 44%, pretty reasonable. The pass to Trier, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Trier's got 4 this quarter.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Here's a garbage time question, Brent. Why do some teams leave their star players in the game even though the game has either been won or lost?
Forgetful coaches? No,
it can't be that.
Well, I don't know if...
if you're leading by 35 points late in the game.
And the star player is still in the game.
Yeah.
Somebody's made a mistake with regards to the rotations. Quite frankly, there's really no reason for guys to be out there at that time.
Yeah.
Early on in the season, it might be that the coach wants to start and play with certain guys, but as the season goes on, you just don't see that very much.
Los Angeles calls timeout, and to have someone, Brent, with the size and the strength of Green play with the energy he does, it's a huge boost to any team.
Yeah, lots of talk last year about JaMychal Green really stepping into his own, starting to really own what it is he can do to impact any given game. He's a bit of a journeyman, has traveled around a little bit between San Antonio and Memphis, but his role with the Clippers last year really put him in a nice spot for him to show off his skill set.
Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Reggie Jackson. And so Green will bring it up for the Clippers. Gibson with the steal. And now the Knicks on the break. Here's Dotson. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
And I'm not sure that is a shot that he should be taking.
No, he should know better. He knows that's not his game, which is why we don't see him take that shot often.
To the inside. Trier, that's good.
Now that's the kind of passing right there that makes a difference, not just in that possession, but maybe on your play for the entire game. That's the kind of passing you want there. Work the ball around, keep it moving, try to get an assist on every bucket.
Pass to Harkless. And here is Gibson. Last year, the average salary for a starting point guard, Brent, in the NBA, was the highest among all positions. Why would that be?
Well, with the way the game has changed, Kevin, there's certainly an emphasis on being able to find guys who are initiating offense, scoring the basketball, shooting three-pointers, and you're seeing a big shift in salaries between point guards and bigs. That's where the biggest disparity is. Centers in the league are getting less and less of an opportunity to have the extended big money contracts because the game has moved to the perimeter, and if you're a big that cannot play on the perimeter, there's not a lot of teams that are willing to invest a significant amount of their cap space into the center position. They want guards and wings who can play out there and do the damage from there.
Here's Trier, and again it's New York.
This is not a player who likes to be trailing in any game. That lights a fire.
And stolen by Ellington. And pushing it up. Here's New York. Flushes it down to finish the break.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And we say it time and time again, so I'll repeat it. Have to be careful with the ball, or this is what happens. Great at using his body and finding his feet in positions on the boards where he can get up, get to it, get an extra possession.
Count it, and with that basket, he's now 9 of 15 from the floor.
And they know for next time, don't let him establish position down low.
Yeah, when he's this close to the basket, it's a wrap.
High, arcing shot, and Beverly finishes it off. Beverly's got 13 points in the second half. New York's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Here's Trier, an amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
He's been incredible in this half. Anytime he pulls up from outside, you think that's bottoms.
Here's Magruder, again Los Angeles. And so here is New York. Now here's Ellington. Pass to Dotson. Here's Trier. With the teardrop, Dotson can't hit. LA's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. That one drops for him.
Well, Magruder playing the in-between game right now and finding some space to squeeze one off.
Harkless finds Gibson. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That'll be his second foul of the game. Brent, a few players now host podcasts, participate with those elements, with those vehicles during the season. Any thoughts on that?
I think it's great. I think it's fantastic for our fan base and for our players to have an outlet, to have conversations and share a little bit more about their personality. It grows them as people, I think, Kevin, especially I've listened to J.J. Redick's many times over,
yes.
And you learn something new, not only about players, but about their interests and how they're spending time. And I think if you were a young player, let's say you were a high school senior and you're a college player and you're listening to some of the things that guys are talking about in their experiences, I think it's invaluable for what it is that you don't know exists around a player in the NBA, and for you to start having considerations about how difficult the task is, how mentally taxing. So these things are great outlets for the players.
And so here is New York. 1:52 left in the fourth quarter. The slam dunk by Robinson.
Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one up.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry. They shoot again. Shot is good off the back rim and in. There's 1:40 left in the fourth. So it's Ntilikina who brings up the ball for New York. To the paint, here's Dotson. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Clippers.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win, a game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so checking out their season record, this game will become their 45th win.
And in a 3-game season series, they take the first 2, and certainly they've had the edge in this matchup.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Paul George.
There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
If you get aggressive like that, the defense has to react, and Ntilikina, the beneficiary of it.
And the Clippers call time here. Well, it's been an up-and-down start to his career, but we do know that Frank Ntilikina can play defense.
Interesting to see how it is he progresses in terms of his offensive game. Feels like the league is tending to lean more, Kevin. If you had a decision between a defensive player and an offensive player, it's going the offensive player's way. So Ntilikina is going to have to step up, show that he's improved his shooting range, and then get consistent minutes on the floor.
Chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Paul George.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
Coming into this game, he'd been having a tough stretch. We all know that, but not anymore. He's back at his best, and I think it's safe to say that slump is over.
Two shot.
The first free throw is good. And for Frank Ntilikina, some questions as to where he is best suited.
I mean, for me, I like when he plays more off the ball. I mean, he's shown that he could become a scorer when he only has to worry about that aspect of his game. Still very young and has a great set of skills with which to work.
Both shots good from the stripe.
Ntilikina, well-traveled, born in Belgium, growing up in France, and joined the NBA as the second youngest player in the league's history as a rookie.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yeah, when you step into an opposing team's arena and you can play with this type of composure, boy, that food tastes good on the way out of town.
To the middle, and it's blocked. And a fast break now for New York.
Traditionally, that's how you want to finish the break, right at the rim.
Yeah, anything other than a layup in that situation, probably disappointing. Had numbers, took advantage.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Well, at this point, they're just trying to get back in sync. You want to play a good brand of basketball.
The consistency definitely is a key to some of the playoff performing teams, and tonight they just did not find it in this contest.
Dotson And the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
And you can tell the defender not anticipating the step back. He was headed in the opposite direction.
Jackson misses. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where's your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together, and we can just stick to that. Keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. We'll see you later.